What's up, guys? Cool video today. That should be going in the OBS. So I got brackets for my brother-in-law. Cut them out. I tacked them together. We're gonna make sure everything fits up first. I've got to notch the frame a little bit, and then we'll get them set in, get the subframe under it, throw a couple bolts in to hold them on, make sure everything's lined up, make sure I don't need to adjust anything before I final weld it, and then we will weld it up, redo the subframe a little bit, not redo, bushings and everything seem good, arms are all good, but I'm gonna hit it with wire wheel, hit it with some like trim black or something. So let's get to it. I'll get a template cut out and we'll get to cutting the frame. We've got a lack of tape going on around here. It always gets used for something. Hopefully my camera's working. Part of it's covered in metal, it must be magnetic. So we got the template marked out on there. We're gonna go a little shallow first, try to fit it in there, see what happens. Hopefully this bracket clears the gas tank. I know the subframe won't. We'll have to cut the plastic cover and dent the tank a little bit. I'm gonna probably switch to a rear tank, but for now I'm not, so we're gonna make that work. So I'll just drill 2 holes here. I don't know if I'll film or not, because you want to round. You don't want to be cutting straight and straight. That just gives a weak point for it to crack. So if you make a hole, just drill a hole right in the corner. It'll have an arched corner and it's stronger than just cut. So we'll just drill holes there and then bam, hit it with grinder, get it all out, get whatever's behind it out of there. So yeah, get to cutting. All right, we got a notch cut out. It kind of stayed on the inside of the line, so we'll see how we fare there. Oops. I'm finally having to go a little more. Center line needs to come forward just a touch, and the cutout needs to come forward just a touch anyway, or it needs cut out just a touch more, so I think I can go forward with it. Looks like I actually went good height-wise. So we will drill another hole. Actually, you can tell with my drill mark, I didn't come over far enough anyway, so that makes sense. Try to grind it, see if I need to drill another hole or not. Okay, notched it out again, or more. Seems like everything's gonna fit just fine. So, he did his holes set up, like some of the back ones line up. The newer frames, I guess, are different. Couple more holes, different holes they had, maybe something mounted in or whatever, but mine, I don't think I have anything that lines up. He does have a hole set up for center line though, and that goes off of the hole on top here. Get everything squared away, pulled up in, make sure everything's good before I drill any holes. That noise is really great on camera. It's great in person too, but that camera, you know, that probably amplifies that, makes it really enjoyable. You're welcome. What in the world do I have going on here? Holy crap. got that about perfect. All right, we got to drilling some holes. Success, kinda. So I got a few bolts in this, 4 or 5, 4. I'll get them tightened down, but I'm gonna go ahead, hop over to the other side, do everything I just did over here, get that bolted in, get the bolts snugged down, and then we'll slide the subframe under, make sure everything lines up, and if everything lines up mount-wise here and here, then we will final weld it and paint the frame, paint everything we drill out, and the notch we did so that doesn't rust, because that's just bare metal now, obviously. So I'll hop on the other side, get that knocked out, and back to you. All right, got the brackets welded up and for the most part in. Got everything painted where the brackets go, got the holes painted. That's for the most part what I want to do. I want to make sure those holes were filled.
That's what she said.
Brackets are welded up, hardware's in, other than I have to drill this out. It didn't line up quite perfect. And I could probably get a bolt in there, but I'm just gonna bore it out a tiny bit, throw some paint in from the back. And then the other side, I have one spot too. So I'm going to go ahead and get the subframe lifted up, get the bolts in here and here, get everything bolted in there, make sure that's all good and on before I snug this down, because I don't want it to be off just the tiniest bit and just enough to not get a bolt lined up. So I'll get those lined up first, and then we'll get it all tightened down. All right, guys, I got it all in. I don't know the last thing I filmed. It's been like a week. I think that's gonna wrap this one up. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Get my junk out of the way. So it's all mounted, for the most part welded. I need to finish welding on the shock tabs and the braces, or the mounting brackets for the rear of the subframe, the rear bushings. So I'll have a flange, like adapter for the drive shaft will go on there, billet adapter. I'll probably just toss that on, do brake lines, do the boring stuff that nobody needs to watch or cares to watch anyway. And then the next video will probably be coilovers and wheels. Hopefully the coilovers work out. We will touch on that in the next video. So I'm going about it pretty much the cheapest way possible. I'm trying to accomplish this. So homemade brackets, or just a cheaper bracket option than like the PSI ones. Cheap coilovers, and not like cheap. I'm not just running like some absolute eBay junk, but we'll go a couple notches above that. And then the front, since this is 5x120, and I want to run 10.5 wide all the way around, a little sneak peek at the wheels. The front rotors for now, I'm just going to re-drill until I decide what I want to do up there. So that'll wrap this setup up. Any questions, feel free to ask. Any interest in the brackets, let me know. I can talk to my brother-in-law and see if we can't figure something out, if anybody's interested in the swap. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate you watching.